Afternoon.
Afternoon, boss.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good?
Good now.
Good now. Yeah, it is good now. It's an absolute ripper of a Wednesday afternoon. Couldn't be better if we tried.
No.
No.
We've had the absolute extremes of both ends of the weather.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
It's, what do we have, 36 here on Monday, and smoke and smog and couldn't see anywhere.
Yeah, it looked like they'd changed like the tone of the world, like the colour of the went orange.
Orange.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then storms, 2 inches of rain, 16 degrees.
Yep. Yeah, we had
yesterday.
to put horses' rugs back on.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And then we're back to a pleasant-ish, I don't know what the temperature is, but it's been a bloody pleasant day.
It'd have to be like late 20s. Easy.
Yep.
Easy. Anyway, welcome all. Welcome back. Welcome to episode 17. Chewing through them.
We're chewing through a little treat.
True, yeah, it is a little treat. We received our, as you'll know from our last podcast, we received our latest shipment of cigars. And as part of the order, we didn't know whether we were going to get any or not because they've been very selective about how to get them or who gets them or...
Very secret squirrel.
Very secret squirrel, but we are lucky enough to be sitting here this evening smoking a Redacted. So it's a very, very cool concept of a cigar. The way that the Warfighter boys have released this cigar is also very innovative and different for the... industry. So basically they're that's a weird way to say it. It's their version. So every time they do an event, you have to go to the event, buy cigars, and as part of the event, you can buy the Redacteds, I believe, or they give you a Redacted, I don't know. Or at the start of every month, for the last couple of months, if you ordered like 5 cigars or more, they threw a Redacted in with it, but only for the week.
They're not in store. Like
yeah, you can't buy them. They don't stock Redacteds. Them. We can't do anything super cool like that in Australia here. We can't give discounts or give away tobacco or stuff like that. But we are, for the people who know, we are organising some stuff for the regulars. So that'll all be out on... you can, if you want to be part of that, or if you want to follow the stuff that we sort of don't really mention too much on this podcast, if you join the Garrison Supply Co. Cigar Club on Facebook, that is the best way to be part of the conversation.
There'll be more to come. We've got some stuff that we've been working very, very hard on in the back end.
Yeah.
We've got a heap of new merch and stuff almost ready to go.
Yep. Website, new
website,
shiny website. I thought it would be done. It is live, but if you log on with the mobile, it looks shit, and I don't know why. So I'm still.
And we just want to. We're just giving the cart 24 hours to just confirm it's all working.
Yeah. But so I thought I'd be a bit more ahead of myself and have it launched yesterday, but it's literally just gone live today. So, yes, the people that are listening will be able to. Well, by the time this comes out, it will 100%.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, it will 100% be good.
Always forget the time zone.
Yeah, so that's fine. Anyway, moving on. That's all stuff. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you guys are enjoying the start of your week, the end of your week, the evening, or whatever time it is that you're listening to this. If you're binge listening to our other 16 podcasts, we appreciate it. The support, the growth, the milestones we've reached has all been amazing, and it's only because of you guys. And
we've done not much.
We've just sat here and smoked cigars and talk shit. So
just going back quickly on that Redacted, the other really cool thing is that and the reason we can't do our normal spiel is because they have not published anywhere what filler wrapper binder it is. It is all literally redacted. So we'll try our best to pick it apart.
Yeah,
we've got a few ideas with our very, very limited palettes, but
there's a few little hints, I think, in the wrapper that I wonder if anybody else has picked up. Not only in the flavour, but in the
construction.
Look, in the sort of look and construction of the
So if you've
wrapper.
had a Redacted if you've been to a show in the US or you've been lucky enough to grease John's palms enough to get you one, and you've got some ideas, sing out.
Put it in the comments, because we would very much like to be part of the conversation of what people are thinking.
We should sleuth it.
Yeah, we should sleuth it. Yeah. Well, it's somebody out there will be smart enough that can go back. Don't hack Warfighter by any standard, but go back and see if you can figure out what they've done, because it's a tasty smoke. It is
very tasty smoke.
Very, very, very nice smoke. It does have a little bit of it's got a whiff of a night shift backwards in it.
Yeah, it does. A little backwards. And I don't know whether the V cut is changing too.
Yeah.
We'll try again with a straight cut at a later date.
I'm a big fan of the V cut though.
I am too.
We don't V cut enough things. We always forget to V cuts. We just hook in straight with the guillotine.
Well, I've always got a straight cutter in my pocket.
Yeah.
Just in case someone needs a finger shortened or a roadside circumcision or, they're very handy.
Geez, you'd have to be accurate to do a roadside circumcision with a guillotine, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Bit of the old wire strippage spin.
Did you hear about the cross-eyed circumciser?
No.
He got the sack.
Nailed it. That is the one and only dad joke for the podcast.
Yes. They have to be limited because there's only one dad on the podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that we know of. Anywho, it's been a big week. It looks like you guys have had a big week in the shed.
It is out of control here at the minute. I'm worried, genuinely worried council are going to come and start asking for parking money. Mm-hmm. We're doing our best to stay off the grass, but we've just got trucks everywhere at the minute.
Yeah.
And it's not through lack of anything.
No, you're getting them out.
Yeah.
Mate. By golly.
It's just this time. The Christmas rush seems to be starting a month earlier every year.
Yeah, it does, for sure. And our freight company said that. They're just like, you have to be a bit patient because it's just caught us completely off guard. Like, depots are full, trucks are going crazy. So it's like, I don't know. It must be just starting early.
Yeah.
Just fucking humdinging along.
We generally hit mid-November and start, winding the books down.
Yeah.
And, I was booking jobs in today and I was like, we're nearly there now. We're nearly going to have to start bump in January.
That's scary. I can't believe we've nearly done a whole another year. It's going to be, obviously, this is going to be a topic that's going to be as part of basically every podcast going to the end of the year. I was going, oh no, it's nearly the end of the year.
Not again.
Not again. It's catching up to us. It's fucking crazy. This year has just been.
I think Spencer's only got 4 weeks of school left after this week. He's in private school, so he gets a bit extra time off.
He gets a week early, doesn't he?
I think it's a week. But even then, even if it was 5 weeks, that's not a lot.
It's crazy. That's like a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. No, it is. It's cruising along. It's all going to catch up to us, for sure. This my brain is just completely bedazzled by this smoke.
The nicotine's having the opposite effect of calming your brain.
It's a really, really nice smoke. It's Anyway, congratulations, Warfighter boys. You've done it again.
We will, like we said we would last week, keep you posted through to the thirds, which neither of us did last week at all.
Neither of us did last week because we got way too distracted.
Proper sidetracked.
Never happens on this podcast.
No. You've been itching to talk about 3i Atlas for a week with me. Every time I talk to you, you're like, we got to sit down and talk 3i Atlas.
So interesting. So for the people that haven't been following along with the story, 3i Atlas is a Manhattan-sized object. That it's the third ever observed that's come out of our galaxy, our solar system.
When you say Manhattan size, they're talking 5 kilometre
diameter. Yeah. It's huge. It's enormous.
Which is 27 beavers, I think, for you Americans who don't like normal...
27,000 beavers.
who don't like normal measurements.
It's massive. I can't remember the tonnage, the estimated tonnage, but it's a lot.
2.6 billion tonnes or something.
It's one of the interesting tidbits of it, and that's why they're calling it an object and not a comet, is because they can't figure out if it is a comet, if it is just a natural made rock that's flying through the universe. Most comets are made of lots of little rocks that have been spun together, and they all sort of get stuck together and fly through space together.
Yeah.
But they will
shed mass.
Yeah, but the area of space this thing comes from, there's not enough mass in it to make up the size of this comet.
Yep.
So there's like a math problem about how big it is compared to where it come from and how much mass is in that, like how many things are in that part of the...
Well, the other problem is that they're detecting, like normally they can detect iron and gold and stuff in it, and they're detecting the
Nickel.
majority of it as an alloy, nickel alloy that's only, as far as we know, is only man-made.
Well, they think it's a nickel alloy, but they're detecting basically just nickel and no other ions or anything like that. And for that to happen, it has to be generally a synthesized metal to have the iron removed out of it.
Yeah.
And so that's another one of the weird things about it, and the fact that it still doesn't really have a tail, and the tail's still kind of facing the sun instead of away from the sun, and the fact the sun has been physically accosting it the entire time. So it's, at the moment, it's behind, it's reaching its perihelion, so the closest it will get to us, and it's behind the sun, but the sun's reacting to it really, really bizarrely.
Yeah, okay.
So there's these spots on the sun that are, we just assume they're random, but they're starting to think they might not be so much. And it's where the ozone of the, well, like the atmosphere or the outer layer of the sun is super weak, and it throws tons and tons and tons of neutrons and plasma and shit out to space. And our atmosphere and our magnetic field protect us a lot from that, but it does like move like a balloon getting squished.
Yep.
When these big solar flares and stuff happen out of the sun. But there's been these big dark spots that have been following 3i Atlas and just charging plasma at it the whole time. As it's getting closer to the sun, it's getting more and more, the sun's getting more and more reactive to its presence.
Yeah, okay.
And so that's another weird part of it. The other weird part of it is it's within 5 degrees of our like solar plane,
yep,
which is like super rare, and it's following the exact trajectory that like an object with a planned path would follow to maximize its gravity movements.
Yep. Yeah, so it's efficient.
It's
moving
like hyper
efficiently,
efficient, yeah.
Yep.
And it's the people are saying it's making course corrections, but there's no actual like proof to say that it's actively doing anything. But it is.
People are also saying there's 5 million reptilians on board, so there's a lot of things being said.
Fuck, I hope it's not the reptiles. Like, if this is alien,
we're fucked.
If it's the reptiles, we're absolutely rooted. Hopefully it's like, I don't know, which ones are the nice ones? Because there's the whites, the greys.
Whatever old mate said in our comment, they were the nice ones.
Oh, the nice ones.
They were from Venus.
No, from that star past, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know any of this shit. We need to get more into the UFO stuff. We are going to release a line of tinfoil hat merch,
we are,
though.
yeah, for sure.
Garrison logoed tinfoil hats for everybody playing along at home. Because it's getting weird. They don't. There's more. Every time they observe 3i Atlas, they basically get more questions than answers.
Yeah. There's nothing's coming back to give them any sort of signal that they're on the right path.
No. And so it's super duper interesting. And it's the other weird thing is it's coming in at the opposite. So it's going against the direction of the planet spins, which is a weird thing for it to do, and it would be the most effective way to drop probes onto planets is to do it against the spin.
Go against the grain,
yeah. Whereas if you're doing it with the spin, the probes just get shot off into space, whereas if you do it against the grain...
You want to shoot into the...
Yeah, you want to shoot into the spin, not with the spin.
Yep.
So that's a other super weird thing.
That's all of this is assuming that if whatever it's doing it thinks like we think.
Well, yeah, or has like similar technology to what we can fathom. See, I love hypothesizing about aliens and stuff like that. But at this point, I would be pretty disappointed if it was aliens and they still had to rely on ships to get around. And
that's the thing, right? Because we can only base all of our stuff off what we think.
Yeah, or like the physics that we understand.
Yeah, like we understand how...
But if you're an advanced alien civilization that still has to sit on a ship for 1 billion years to get to the next place, like, that's not that cool.
The pace they're going's not 1 billion years.
Well, they don't know how long it's been going for.
But what I'm saying, like how fast it's going through our
Yeah, it's fast. It's super fast. It's slowed down a bit now.
Because I think our
Or is it speeding up? No, it's slowed down.
our space shuttle, like the Voyager,
Yeah.
which was pre-Elon,
So it was like moon mission times.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Was that 80s or something?
but it would take. It was a ridiculous time just to get to the end of the Milky Way.
Well, it's at a one light day away from us.
Yeah,
Which I don't actually. I should have looked that up before this podcast.
but
I don't actually know how
it's
far
like
away that is.
a billion years to get from Earth to the end of the Milky Way.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So
for a long, it's a long time. But
whereas this thing sort of showed up at Jupiter and has just like fucking sailed on through.
yeah, it's going pretty quick. So, but there's
I wonder if they passed Elon's Tesla that he shot out into space.
waved past.
I wonder where it is.
I think it went the other way, didn't it?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. That'd be a cool thing to track actually and see where that is.
They bump into that and then just take it as an act of aggression.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's a missile, but it's just a Tesla in the sky.
Wheeler into us. Yeah, no, it's going to be. Well, we may never know.
Ben from Uncharted X. So, a lot of this stuff's based on the latest Joe Rogan podcast. Avi Loeb.
Yep. Who's an Israeli.
Yeah, but he's a Harvard professor and a whole lot of stuff. So he's
the Israeli part wasn't a derogatory.
Yeah. So he's of Israel. I thought he was. Anyway, so he's of Israeli descent, but has been teaching like astro stuff in Harvard. He was the head of the astrology department or something for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Had dinner with Stephen Hawking apparently, which is like super cool. But
that'd be a weird dinner.
That would be a super weird dinner. On like so many levels, that would be a weird dinner. One, the conversation would be
very slow.
Very slow. I'm assuming it would be pretty in-depth. I don't think mere mortals like us probably get invited to dinners like that.
Yeah, but would you have to eat like Stephen Hawking food?
I don't reckon he'd eat.
You don't reckon?
I reckon he'd have a
tube.
I reckon he'd eat beforehand.
Yeah.
So that he could just be a guest.
But then you'd just be sitting eating by yourself.
Yeah, but I'm sure the family was there. Like, he still had a wife and kids and his family.
I don't know. My head's just gone to like, the worst possible place as it
having to eat
does.
Jello.
Yeah,
like people in the nursing home.
R.I.P. Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, smart dude. But where I was going was Ben from Uncharted X and a heap of these other guys who have been spending a lot of time in Egypt that aren't funded by, like, in air quotes, the mainstream archaeology and stuff like that, have been finding and discussing lots of different hieroglyphs in some of the less known pyramids and tombs and stuff. Well, they're not tombs, but like places, and a lot of them refer to a stargate. So like a portal through the stars. And they've got like these maps and like these things. And I've tried to look them up and tried to find them, but I need to. Ben's got them on his Uncharted X website. And I want to do more research into them before I talk too much shit about them. But that, if I was an advanced civilization, that's what I'd do, is have a star, like a Stargate, like the TV show, like Stargate SG-1, like open a little portal. And so like if you're the aliens that's cruising around in a spaceship, I would assume they're probably not the best ones to run into. You'd want to run into the ones that are jumping in and out of Stargates because they would be like
but you can't,
hyper advanced.
You can't move a 5 kilometre diameter spaceship through a star. Like, you would still, depends on what they're doing. If you just want to send a few people, but if there's fucking 2 million people on a boat,
why don't just keep walking through the Stargate? You can just
take
like
forever.
Not as long as flying through the fucking solar system.
Have we ever walked through fucking Suncorp Stadium with 30,000 people?
Takes a long time. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Like I think in my mind, a Stargate, like a portal-dwelling alien, is better than the one cruising around in a ship taking pot shots at planets.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they're either homeless and looking for a place, which means that would be bad for us because they're cruising through the galaxy looking for a home.
Unless they're allergic to water or something.
Well, then they're also in trouble because basically all of the planets and stuff around here are just like a water. Like the only one, I was watching a YouTube on it last night, the only places that would be kind of habitable for any like carbonish based life form is the moons of Jupiter.
Yeah.
There's like a gazillion of them apparently, but there's 2 specific ones, Europa and another one.
Yeah, they've got the gear, but they're fucking cold.
They're cold as shit, yeah. So they're just like ice planets.
Yep.
But they've got heaps of... they're like a good distance from like meteors and metals and stuff like that. They got heaps of hydrogen and oxygen, but it's just locked up in ice.
Yeah.
So, and to protect yourself from the radiation, you could live under the ice layer. But to me, Earth sounds a whole lot more fucking...
Yeah, a lot more pleasant.
A lot more pleasant to live in than Europa.
You're right.
So, like, if I was cruising along in a ship, I wouldn't be heading to Europa. I'd be like, fucking no, those monkeys look easy to knock on the head. We just might go sit on their beaches for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Whereas the portal ones, they don't need to live here because obviously they can, like,
they can
travel
show
around.
up and fuck
so
off
they're the ones that would be more likely, I reckon, be more likely to teach you than take over.
Yeah.
Because, like,
well,
I'm not
let them take over. They can't do any worse a job than...
Well, unless they make us all just fucking
moment.
mine gold again, like apparently they did to the Sumerians.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You reckon the children still yearn for the mines?
They do.
They do.
They do.
They yearn for the mines.
the mines.
That's why Minecraft took off so much.
Yeah.
The children still yearn for the mines.
They do. They love it. They love it.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's my 3i Atlas update. They don't know where it's going. Well, they do. It's going to head past, if it stays on this current course, it's shooting past, it's already shot past Mars, it's behind the moon, and it's going to keep going basically directly to Jupiter. It's only got to move like 1 or 2 degrees and it will be like bang in line with Jupiter. Yep. So they're thinking that it's going to...
Can you view it through a telescope now?
Not yet, it's still behind the sun.
Yeah. But you will be able to, with a National Geographic telescope,
see, very easily.
See
it's very close to us.
Actually, Tom will probably get some good photos of it. Tom, he's really into his space.
He does like
photography
space stuff,
now.
Yeah, hopefully, if you're listening, Tom, send some in.
Take some photos of it and send them through.
That'd be cool to have someone we actually know take photos of it.
We'll send you a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, we'll send you a tinfoil hat and a hanky.
Yeah. Oh, some of his photography of like galaxies.
Everything he does is phenomenal. When he did Watches, it was phenomenal. Exactly. When everything he does, he's just a freak.
Just a better person than we are.
He's the next evolution. He's like the Elon Musk evolution.
He's fit for a Stargate.
Yeah, he is. He's fit. He's probably working on one.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't dwell on the Mexican Grand Prix because it was a shit show, but it's been and gone.
Been and gone.
Oscar's lost the lead by a point, but...
By a point. He did pretty good to come back from, what did he start, 11th? Finished 4th.
He was 10 kilometres an hour slower through turn 9 and 10.
Wow.
Every lap. Consistently 10 kilometres an hour. I watched the live timing on my phone while it was on, and I was like, this is not a driver slump. This is not a...
Yeah, this is a car.
This is literally, like, up until, 3 races ago...
Yeah, up until Norris.
Those two were neck and
lap
neck
for lap. Yep.
Every single corner.
Yep.
But and 10 kilometres an hour is a big deficit.
This is, and without, I don't want to throw too much shade at anybody. And
I do.
It just seems like
very suspicious.
Papa Norris might have given the team a bit of a tune-up and said, who's bringing hot money to this team?
Yep.
And I expect you guys to act as such. Yep. And it appears that the underdog was getting a little bit too far ahead, I think.
Yeah. So
I think driver number 2 was just getting a little bit far ahead.
A little bit far ahead of driver number 1.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see how the season
driver 1 a bit
out.
sad, and now driver 2 is now driver 2, and driver 1 is driver 1, and McLaren's got their funding for next year, and everybody happy.
Yep.
Except for Piastri.
Piastri and Mark Webber.
Yeah, Mark Webber also sad. Yeah.
But anyway, wasn't a very eventful race, really. It was like...
Oh, Max did a fucking unbelievable job.
Max and Lewis were fighting.
It's awesome.
It was good.
I miss the good old days of watching them park their cars on top of each other through corners because, like, that was, as far as, like, our generation eras of, like, feuds and racing between two people. That was when Hamilton was at his peak with Mercedes and Verstappen was at his peak with Red Bull, and those guys were 1 and 2 every race, and it was, if I'm in the corner, you're not in the corner.
Yeah.
And it was just good
how racing should be. But it was good to see them, like, they're 5 wide into turn 1.
Yep.
Max is, like, nearly in the wall.
Yeah.
Just cutting grass.
Yeah. He was super smart, though, giving that 1 position back. So he cut, like, 4 positions, gave one back
Lewis
to George.
Oh, George.
George. and then no penalty. But Lewis didn't give any when he cut the grass to like beat Verstappen. He didn't give any point, like any spots back, and got pinned for it.
10-second penalty, yeah.
So like that's just good racecraft, right? Like that's obviously, and I reckon it looked half planned to be like, if you can't make the corner, we know that if you cut it, you can jump on the.
Yeah, he got pretty skatey, but it was pretty close. So not as close as old Brody Kostecki at the Gold Coast.
Oh my goodness, there was some good crashes at the Gold Coast.
He took out 4 cameramen, like put him in hospital. He lost brakes going into that chicane.
No, 19. I think they said 19. He hit the wall at 19 Gs.
Yeah.
So without his neck arrest thing, it would have killed him instantly, severed his head from his spinal cord.
Yeah, because they don't have the same. See, Max hit the wall when Lewis pushed him off at Silverstone a couple of years ago. He hit the wall at 51 G.
Holy.
And when Grosjean hit the wall and broke his car, I think it was high 40s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I mentioned it to my brother, and he was like, human organs should just
implode.
Done. Yeah, and that just speaks for that capsule that they're sitting in.
Yeah, that's right.
But to do that in a V8 supercar, 19 is huge. For people who don't understand G-force, it basically means that every thing in that car that has mass was 19
traveling
times
in that
heavier.
direction.
So if your race helmet what's a helmet?
Oh, I don't know. Like, they're pretty light now, but like they're still.
But even if it was a couple of say 2 kilos for easy mass, that's a 36 kilo helmet.
But what's your head? 4 kilos.
Yeah.
Like that's how I I don't know math. Nobody wants to see me try and do math on this podcast, but it's a lot.
Well, even if you
like
went to 20 Gs for easy math, it makes your head very heavy, like 80 kilos.
Yeah, it's like a human being pushing on the back of your head, kicking the back of your head as hard as they can.
Yeah, what's a Red Bull air race plane? They're pulling like 10 to 12 Gs in a turn.
In a turn, yeah.
And most people black out at that.
No, it's impressive. And it's even more impressive that they managed to. I have to shout out Emma for this one. She was watching when it happened and the commentating on how they got the car rebuilt. But there's a crumple zone in the front engine bay, and it did what it was meant to do. And it's because the Gold Coast doesn't have as big of a facility, they didn't have all of their gear. They had some of their gear off track. So they got the FIA permission. An FIA representative went with the car. They took it off track, cut it, re-welded crumply zone, built it back up again. They took 2 shifts. They started with the old fellas who knew what to do. They diagnosed it, ripped it apart, started. And then when the old fellas got tired, the young fellas did the all-nighter, finished the car, had it back on the track. They're like, that is mind-bending that you can crash a car.
To that extent.
And then won. Like, he got back in it again. Like, that's even more insane. Like, crash at that pace without significant injury and back it up the following day. Like, I'm sure he would have been sore.
He would have been hurting for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But, like, that's incredible. The engineering involved in that is just mind-bogglingly cool. I'd really like to go. I never thought I'd say this, but I'd actually really like to go to, like, the Gold Coast because even the Porsche Cup, like that Carrera Cup, it's just a demolition derby.
It's pinball because there's just nowhere to go. No. It's like any street circuit. And it's why people don't like street circuits is because... people that like watching racing don't like them because there's sort of one person misjudges an apex and wipes out and takes out 12 out of the whole pack. But I reckon it's fun as.
Oh, it's awesome. It's
because you got to be on it.
Well, it's there's no safety net, right? Like you're either winning or you've lost. So like I feel like there needs to be more of that in the world. I feel like there's too many cushy things
Too many runoff areas.
Yeah, too many runoff areas where occasionally it might not hurt to just sharpen up a little bit.
Yeah, and hit a wall.
And hit a wall and be like, holy shit, I might need to fucking focus for a second here.
Probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and so maybe there's a lesson to be learned in that. But yeah, no, it was just a good weekend all in all. Like, it was just, I think I'd really like to go and see the Gold Coast, I reckon. I reckon it would.
Yeah, I'll be doing it again next year, so might be something on the cards.
Yep. A few more updates on the old Louvre heist. Did you see the German lift company?
No.
So the lifts that were in the Louvre that they used to zoom around, the German company that owns those lifts has now turned it into their advertising slogan of when you need to get out of somewhere in a pinch, use our lifts because they're reliable. That is a good marketing stunt. That is genius.
So you mean the lift that, like the crane that they used to get in,
Yeah.
or the lifts in the building, the sky truck, like the EWP they used,
Yeah.
the lift truck, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They couldn't even burn the fucking thing. They tried to burn it.
No, it's a very, very good.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
It's worth looking at for the people playing at home. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, we haven't mastered putting videos on our video yet.
No.
Yeah, that is phenomenal advertising.
So
Yeah. When things need to be done quickly. That is fantastic.
Shout out to Scradley for that one.
Yeah, good on them.
Yeah, that's a
great.
fucking absolute banger. Like, if you're gonna turn, like, your lifts are in, like, the news everywhere.
Yeah, you might
Like,
as well.
you might
make
as well fucking lean on it.
Make
like,
hay while the sun shines.
Yeah,
eh?
I don't know. Like, there's two ways of doing it. You can either be like, oh no, we don't know how they got access to our lifts, and we're improving our safety, Glocks, or
Yeah.
or you can be like, for the smart people who know how to use our stuff, it's reliable and fast. Like, so I don't know. Like, I think it's I just think
no,
it's
that's
really
brilliant.
cool.
I go hard on clever advertising.
Yeah,
It's how it should be done.
it is how it should be done. That the clever advertising with good genes with Sydney Sweeney made that American Eagle thing like $250 million through that advertising campaign. Like, that is
People don't
unbelievably good.
All
Like,
the people that get pissed off don't understand that the more pissed off you get, the more it gets sent around. All they did was bump up and bump up and bump up everything.
Yeah, and they never went back on it. They never tried to apologise for it. Sydney Sweeney ran it like a queen. Like, she just killed it. Like, yeah, I think there needs to be more witty advertising again. Like, remember when we were kids, the Carlton beer ad, the It's a Big Ad, when they had everyone running through the thing? Like, that sticks with you. Like, that's still one of the best ads in my humble ad opinion.
Well, even the old Toyota ads.
Yeah.
You know, where they're pulling the cow out of the bog and pull its head off. And, you know, there's so many clever...
Yeah. Or they were trying to strain the fence up and rip
the whole thing
the
out.
whole fence out. Yeah. I don't know. There's like the heart and soul has just been like full ripped out of advertising now. Like, everyone's so scared of trying to do something.
Correctness.
Yeah, like everyone's so scared of trying to do something that's them. Like, it.
Just stick to your guns. You're never going to impress everyone.
Yeah.
And the loudest people at the moment are the ones that have zero pull.
Yeah, that's right.
They're the minority. I reckon just rip in.
Yeah.
Rip in and run it.
Yeah, I think...
Especially,
I don't know why, but it feels like the individualism of the world is deteriorating.
It is. Yeah, it is.
It's like people are afraid to be... or maybe not afraid, or they don't know how to anymore, or they're not encouraged to be individuals anymore.
Well, I think in a lot of industries, it's a death sentence. You know what I mean? Like, we're pretty good. Like, you and I aren't never going to change how we roll.
People have tried my whole life.
They've tried and tried. But you know, if you're trying to climb a corporate ladder, or you're trying to get somewhere in an industry where you've got to be prim and proper, I think it's pretty easy to get, you know, put out.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe there is less medium-sized, independently owned businesses that can have a bit of fun and a little bit of like adventure into doing like, whereas like it's all owned by like our beer conversation, Lion Nathan or Asahi or like one of those big. It's like Coca-Cola owns basically every soft drink on the market, like except for Kirk's and Wimmers. But yeah, so maybe it is the fact that we're just in that curb of capitalism, or that curb of the market where there is less and less. But like, that's a good opportunity for small people, the people who can do stuff creatively, and move quicker. I don't know. It feels like there's a breath of fresh air coming. Like, there's more and more people doing funny shit.
Yeah.
There was just this period where it was just
you couldn't do anything. People didn't want to do anything. It was too high a risk.
A risk of what, though? That's what I want to know.
Well,
was there actually a risk to it?
I think it was a perceived risk. So, like, obviously we're very, very new to anything to do with social media and Instagram.
Yeah.
But, like, you imagine if you've got your entire I know you've seen it happen. The influencer that's got 50 million followers and they fuck up once, and everyone turns it back, and they've got nothing. They've got no revenue stream.
Yeah, but is that them mismanaging that, or is
100%? Because
or is that actually what happened? Like,
no, because I don't know. What I see is like they start out on a path where this is what we do, and this is our thing, and then it's like, we're just going to veer this way to get a few more followers. Yeah, and then we're going to veer this way, and you're like, you're nothing like
what you started at. Yeah. There's a couple. Actually, that's a really good point.
And so then they dive and they shit the bed. Mm-hmm. And then their core original followers are like, well, fuck you, because you're not who you were. Yeah, that's right. And then the next thing, they're just scrambling to get an income again.
Yeah, and they do something weird. Yeah, I think so. Like, we hopefully we don't fall into that trap. I'd like to think we're not going to. We're really committed. We have a very clear mission in our mind of what we want to achieve here with this. And I feel like if we veered off that path, neither one of us would be happy with it.
No, not at all.
And we are really I get asked this quite a lot actually now. Is why don't we like fact check, or are we full of shit because we don't look at notes and we don't? And it's like, well, do your own research.
100%.
And is it more fun to listen to free flowing conversation between two mates who are just interested in what we've got to say and want to share it with people, versus us trying to be prim and proper and like
set a standard of this is what we're going to talk about and how we're going to discuss it. And
we really want we've spoken about this a couple of times, but the core of this, it's super simple, right? Where people in this day and age are lacking a wholesome, positive community where they feel, one, welcome, two, able to have an opinion, and three, can debate something that might be what your opinion is. It doesn't have to be the scientific one. It's just what your brain hole has led you down to think about it, and it's fun to question it. And there's nowhere to do that anymore. It's getting harder and harder to find. And so that's why we do this. That's why we don't edit this. That's why we don't filter anything. That's why we get censored a lot on the social media. And some of the content that they ban is super interesting. It's not the stuff that you think.
It's not the risky
It's not the risky. Some of this stuff we talk about that we're like, we're going to get shadowed for this for sure. Perfectly fine. And some of the stuff that we're like genuinely like trying to talk about, or stuff that we don't think is that weird to talk about, just gets zeroed out. Zero views.
And do you think it's because they're trying to push a bit of a controversial line to boost interaction?
Yeah, absolutely. The one, it's going to get banned again, and we won't make a clip of it again, but the one that blew me clean out of here, that got censored off every single platform, was acknowledging how far you've grown and why your brain forgets where you came from.
It went zero.
Zeroed. It got zeroed on YouTube. It got zeroed on TikTok. Got zeroed on Instagram.
Like
zero. Literally zero
and
views.
We're not averaging 50,000 views a reel.
Yeah, but like it's like 1,000.
Yeah.
Some of them have gone past 1 million. Like it's not.
It's still a big dip.
But it's like it's not like 3 people saw it.
No, it's zero. Yeah,
it's still sitting. All those clips are still sitting at zero, and it's super, super duper weird. The one, obviously, the oil one got fucking censored. But I did see recently. I did see an actual paper, and I need to get better at fucking like.
No, that's not who we are. That's not who we are.
Of backing it up, but there was a literal scientific paper that's just been released on the mantle oil
I read
stuff.
the same thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. So, once again, do your own research. And half the fun of this podcast is that it's a laid back yarn. It's got to be something that it feels comfortable. Yeah,
and it's also why we're not, when we do little events and catch ups, and we try and do a fairly regular podcast catch up. We'll just say we're going to a pub sometime between the hours of 12 and 4.
Yep.
If you want to come along, have lunch, whatever.
Have lunch, have a smoke, whatever.
But you can't comfortably. Some people can't comfortably be themselves around 40 people.
That's right. Yep.
But if there's 6 or 10 or 12, you can talk freely. You can,
Yeah, we had a really, really nice catch up on the weekend.
It was a very small group.
Super
and we
good.
Just,
yep.
Yeah, it was
and,
good.
thank you for the people that know the people, and it's
minus
awesome.
the fucking
minus the tornado. That was
holy
loads.
moly.
That was
We went from
crazy.
like swapping seats to stay out of the sun to pot plants that were in like 45 centimetre diameter pot plant, like big fucking trees.
Would have been 100 kilos.
Thrown across the smokers area, and we were like, time to roll them up.
Roll them up,
and then like the floor flooded. And
yeah, it was crazy. And then
I've texted the wife and be like, you're not going to believe this.
Yeah.
I'm stuck at the pub. And luckily, it was storming at home. My smoker tipped over.
That's crazy.
150 kilo smoker, and I got home and it was just arse overhead in the yard.
Yeah, that's mental. That was a weird storm.
But then I would have got. What time do you reckon we left the pub? 4:30 or something.
Yeah, something up.
I reckon by 5:45, I had the dog on a leash and went for a walk.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It
was,
was
a
sunshine.
spectacular afternoon. Yeah, no, it was beautiful. Yeah, I did the same at home. It was.
And we had how many thousand homes out of power? Oh, one of the guys I played basketball with didn't get power back on until yesterday morning. Mm-hmm. Over at Middle Ridge, near
and
the
it's
golf
still
course.
only spring.
They reckon the golf course looks like Gaza.
The fucking main street looked like Gaza. It was wild. Yeah. It was crazy. There was shopping trolleys and fucking like it was.
I saw a video of a lady's barbecue down Brizzy. Just went sailing across the veranda, and just straight through the palings over the edges. It's like out.
Did you see?
Took everything
out. Just had some momentum behind it. The Clifford Gardens, for everyone that doesn't know, the Clifford Gardens is like a reasonable sized shopping centre here.
The land of the unwashed, we call it.
Yeah. It's got like tarp domed car parks.
Like shade sails.
Yeah, like shade sails, but like over a massive car park. And they were torn to shreds. Yeah. Just completely destroyed. Not from hail. There was zero hail.
No, it's just
wind. It was mind-blowing. It was very cool. Anyway,
very cool. Very cool that we were able to get out of the path of it.
Pretty cool that we were just sitting at the pub drinking beers, to be honest.
Because it loosened the gutters and everything outside there. It was things wild. Got pretty hairy.
Yeah. At home, there's zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like... The road was still dusty.
We had no rain.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say the rain because it was sideways didn't get in the gauge. But I think I tipped 8 mil of rain out. But yeah, the whole way home there was just trees down everywhere.
Yeah, it was super loose. So we went over in Toowoomba. There's a big like waterway that goes through the middle of town
that they built after the big flood.
Yeah, so they upgraded it because basically all the stormwater of Toowoomba is native Aboriginal for swamp. It's built
it's a wetland.
It's a wetland. It's built in the bowl of a very, 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 very old dormant volcano. It's dead, like a what do you call it? Like a prehistoric volcano. Like it's never done anything. It's not even on a.
It's not Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's not Yellowstone. It's not about to blow up. But from my knowledge, it has no volcanic activity whatsoever. But Toowoomba does. It's physically a bowl. You can sit on top of like the outskirts of Toowoomba and look down into it, and you can see the other side, like the south or east or west outskirts. It's physically a bowl, but all of the rainwater of the town washes into the middle of this waterway, and it floods. Obviously, water can only leave at such a pace. But,
and we had a massive rain event in 2011 that killed some people and fucked a lot of things up.
Yeah,
and so they
in the middle of town.
Built a massive water course, and it was full.
Yeah, it was full. So this rain event happened. I reckon we left 20 minutes after it started.
Yep,
and it was 3 foot off the top of the.
We were jumping.
Like it was crazy.
Well, the water level in the street was nearly at the centre of the road off both sides.
Yeah, it was nuts.
It was the same last night. We come out of basketball, and anyone who parked on the low side of the car park was like taking their shoes off to walk to their car because it was like
there's just it's so wet everywhere still from
and big city problem. Like I assume it's in every big city. Like there's just concrete and fucking roofs everywhere. There's nowhere for it to go.
No, it has to go through the watercourse. It can't absorb into the grass because there's 4 patches of grass in the whole city. Like it's crazy.
Well, Toowoomba's the biggest non-capital city in Australia. So it's a big place, but it's just hard services.
We say that, but it's like there's like 200,000 people.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's not like a big city by any standard of the way. It's not like Brisbane. What's Brisbane? Nearly 2 million now. That's crazy.
Yeah, which is nothing.
Which is still nothing.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas is like nearly like gazillion people. Well, what's
Well, LA's got 2 million homeless people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a big place.
No,
But
Australia doesn't have a lot of people, but Toowoomba especially doesn't have a lot of people. But for the town planning for a town that was built in a bowl, so super fun fact. So in Australia, I don't know how it worked in America or any of the other places, but in Australia, when it got settled here, when people started coming over here to find work and build farms and do stuff, they had 2 methods of things. One was train and the other one were bullock teams.
Yeah.
And they built every town through, I don't know about the whole of Australia, but I imagine it would be the same. But for where we are, the towns are spaced a day's bullock team from each other. So each town is a bullock team rest stop. That's why each town was founded. And so there's a town at the bottom of the hill called Withcott. And it was the night rest. So you'd get to Withcott, you'd come from, like, I don't know what town it would have been, Brisbane to Withcott. And then you went from, Gatton would have been the middle. Gatton would have been the middle. Yeah. So it would have been Brisbane, Gatton, and then Helidon. Oh, no, Withcott.
Withcott,
And you'd park your bullock teams up for the night at Withcott. And then they would take the day to get your bullock teams from the bottom of the range to the top of the hill.
Yeah.
And that was why they built Toowoomba. It was never really designed to be like... I guess when they were bullock teaming, they never really thought about what was going to happen to the population of Toowoomba if they didn't plan it correctly.
Yeah.
But it was a bullock team rest stop to get the bullock teams out west. And then the people just kept coming and kept coming and kept going.
And you can tell, like, you work your way out. If you're heading out west, you know, you're pretty safe that there's a town every 45 to an hour apart. Yep. Most of the way.
Most of the way. There's little tiny
little
stops.
stopovers. Yep. There's a pub and a shop and 10 houses. It's a funny thing.
But that's why the towns are spaced the way they are, is because it was how far a bullock team could travel in a day.
But then that's the thing. What have we been here? 200
I don't know.
235 years?
Yeah, something like that.
First fleet, 1788?
Yep.
Something like that?
Yep, 1788.
1788, because I got the special... Well, I got the fancy birth certificate because I was born in 1988. So I got a real fancy with like a first fleet ship on it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's super cool.
Because it was 200 years. That was the 200 years that
year
we'd
anniversary.
been. I think it was landed.
Was that when how old are you then?
37.
So it'd be 237 years then.
Yeah, that's a bit the guess bit. The 200 bit's easy. It's the next bit that fucks me up.
Yeah.
So, you know, you go and look at Germany, who...
Yeah, like we went to visit a town in Salzburg, in Austria.
Been fighting over land since
it's been there for ages.
400s.
There was a pub there that had been making beer since like
1400s.
No, but older than that. It was like it only had 3 numbers. Like it was really, really old. It was super cool, and it still exists.
Yep.
And it was a super cool place to have dinner. But the towns are like built as little tiny forts. The streets are designed to confuse you and mislead you and break armies invaders. Up and stuff. It's super cool. So we don't have anything that old here. Everything here is like
we also don't share borders with any other nation. So
which is like also really weird.
We're pretty lucky in that aspect. We don't need to worry about invading armies walking across the mountains. And
I was watching a video last night about Pakistan and India.
Yeah.
It's like the longest ongoing conflict, like forever.
Yeah.
And it's still going today.
Yep.
And
they throw little bits of
they throw rocks at each other flat out. It's crazy. Well, like, I don't know how long ago it was, but it was like this year, India shot down a couple of their Pakistan's fighter jets.
Yeah, got a little bit hairy.
It got a little bit hairy for a second. And so we just have zero things like that here.
Yep. No, we're pretty.
So it's a really unique place, and our animals are the same. Like that's why we have such unique animals here, because they've got nowhere to come from or nowhere to go. They've been stuck here for.
This is just where they are. Yeah.
There's no one walking from Alaska to Brazil.
No. Not that we know of.
No, well, not here. Like you can walk from Melbourne to Cairns, but you're still like in the same spot.
Same area.
Yeah. Obviously, the climate's slightly different, but not really. It's not like vastly different.
No.
It's like just a bit colder, like what 10, 15 degrees colder, like something like that. Like that's all. Like it's not. And we've got some places that snow, but that's only because they're in like weird.
Well, they're high up.
They're super high up.
Yeah. But we don't have anywhere where, you can jump into the back of a truck and sneak into sneak in from New Zealand.
Completely different culture. That's the crazy thing is I don't understand, and maybe all of our listeners from these places that do share borders with other places, how do you keep your culture not bled out? Like, how are there like these...
Well, I don't...
Like,
this
how
is
is
the problem
China...
that the
well,
UK is having at the moment is they're losing their culture because...
Yeah, but that's immigration, though. That's not because they share... The UK is the same. It doesn't share borders with anyone. It's just the same thing. Like, it shares an island? Do they touch Ireland? Or is it still a waterway?
In Scotland. And
do they touch, or is it...
Yeah, they touch.
They touch? Yeah, okay.
Inappropriately, I've heard.
But, like, China... Because I don't know if that's 100% true, because China and Russia touch. Like, touchy-touch. Like, they're... And they couldn't, well, I guess they're communists, but they couldn't really be any more different. Their architecture is super different. The people look vastly different.
But is the bit where they're touching is sort of, there's a lot of open ground before you get to the Russia side of
but you
Russia.
could still ride a horse.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
People did.
Yeah.
But they still look, like you have like I don't want to be like hyper racist here, but you have Chinese-looking Chinese
you
people
can tell the difference between
and a Russian-looking Russian person.
Putin
Like it's a
Xi Jinping.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know
it's
the
crazy.
difference.
And so I don't know how that like eventually, surely, maybe they just control the borders. Really, I my brain can't figure out because like Australia makes perfect sense. We're so far away from everybody else that it's like Australia is just Australia. It's always going to be Australia.
Yeah,
it's a convict settlement. We're just that's just the way it is. But like when your neighbour is China and you're Russia, and then who have they got on the other side of them? Like Pakistan and India and all like they all
and
touch.
Germany and
then Germany and they're like so different from each other, and they've existed for a really, really long time, and they've kept that ethnicity different, like ethnical difference. Like,
well, is it because they're not
cultural different? Like,
yeah, well, it's because they are different cultures. Like
yeah, but you could throw a rock. There's a place in...
Yeah, but I mean, you haven't got... The Russians aren't like... that's why countries invade countries, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, like, if the Russians wanted to, they would just move in on China, and then China would no longer be Chinese people. It would be Russian people.
That's fair, and that does happen, I guess. Like, that's what happened to the Spanish did that to a lot of people. But
yeah.
And the like British Empire, like we're just like singling out Spanish. Like obviously the British Empire did that to a lot of people. The Mongols did it to heaps of people. People have been doing it to people for forever. But even tribes, I guess like you had tribes that were in Australia. You had tribes that were really different from one another, and they lived close-ish to each other. And then one of them got bigger, and were like, we really like where that tribe is. We're just going to go over there, and they're not going to be a tribe anymore.
Yep.
And then that happened.
Yeah.
But I guess it just doesn't happen as much anymore. But we're talking about thousands of years. That freaks me out. My brain just can't...
can't do it.
I can't comprehend it. I don't understand how it doesn't like...
How we're not all just...
Yeah, it doesn't just like mesh together on those big continents. Eventually you'd think over 1,000 years, 2,000 years...
But it's going to be 1,000 years of changing the genetic. You know what I mean? Like...
Not that long. There's like... Without like getting like crazy into the race thing on our podcast on the 17th episode, we're talking about getting fucking cancelled. Like there's what are we like 3 or 4 generations into like pretty heavy Chinese immigration in Australia?
Yeah,
and they're like easing into our culture more and more. They're getting less segregated in the towns like Chinatown and Ipswich and that
but
aren't like...
But you're not seeing an Irish Australian or an English Australian, a convict Australian.
Yeah.
Convict Australian. Like that's where we came from.
Yes.
We're not... You don't see a lot of mixed families.
That's the only
way. That's the only way.
True
it's
too,
just, it's... Chinese people date Chinese people, and they
I guess they're
having Chinese babies,
because I guess it's hard to like. I guess you see some people do it, but I guess it's hard to, unless you're a really. I don't know. I don't know enough about this subject, but unless you're really open-minded, I guess they're like even like. So we go and see a Chinese doctor occasionally.
Yeah,
she's a Chinese acupuncturist. She's like 3rd or 4th generation Chinese doctor acupuncturist. So she's a qualified Chinese doctor in Chinese medicine and a qualified Chinese acupuncturist. And she's a fascinating lady. just on her fundamental belief system on how the Chinese medicine system works.
Yeah.
It's like way more, like obviously they've got the broken bones and the bad organs and the whatever, shit needs to be removed or whatever. But the concentration on how to not get that far is vastly different. How to look after your organs, or how to look after your mind, or how to look after your skin to prevent the needing medical intervention side is a completely different attitude versus the Western attitude. It's like it's a fundamentally different. Like it took ages for us to like understand what she was. Like understand what she was like, because we were like actively looking for a solution. My without turning this into a medical podcast, like my back and my shoulders and my elbow are rooted from shoeing. Yeah. And there's only so much you can do to stop the deterioration with Western medicine. It's all about like Nurofen or stretching or whatever. So I was like, fuck this, I'm going to go see a acupuncturist. Emma was seeing her about some other stuff as she talked me into go and see her. And the way they handle it is just different. It's just fascinating. And their concentration on energy, like not as in like a force field or like a thing, but like your personal energy, how much that affects how you treat your energy, how you deal with it, how you give it out. The philosophy of your energy works into their medicine. It's like like a big thing for me to learn was like not give out so much of my energy. Like people that know me know that I'm just like full on a lot. And she's like, you're just giving away too much. You can't make that much energy. You have to
so your own energy source levels are depleted because you're giving it all out. But I think you'll find when you go back to that cultural thing is those Chinese people who've been doing it that way since long before Australia was a place.
There's 1,000-year-old,
You know, if they brought those ideas to the table to a board of Western doctors,
they get laughed out the room.
And then the Chinese doctors would be, well, if I was a Chinese doctor, I'd be like, well, I'll just go and keep doing what I'm doing then. I'm not going to integrate.
They don't.
We're doing. No, but that's what I mean. This is why you've still got those segregations of.
Yeah. And maybe that's how it works in all aspects of society. Maybe it's not just like, because like, and I say they don't, but like our little Chinese doctor, she is open to Western stuff and she knows that there is benefits to parts of it, but they very much do not rely on it. We have other systems in place. Try that first, and if that doesn't work, then go do something else.
You shouldn't need to buy the mechanics pack of Nurofen
every week
to keep your bones from hurting.
Yeah, that's right. Like she's going like there's something else wrong. Your cartilage is worn out. Yeah. Like your bones are sore for sure. Like you can't fix that. That's just misuse of a machine. Like that's just how it works. But there's things you can do to mitigate that, and there's natural herbs and there's natural alternatives to help replenish that cartilage, and there's nicotine is a big one. And they like, and it's a big part of Chinese culture is nicotine and smoking, and maybe not the cigarette part, but like it goes back for a really long time as part of that. Anyway, it's super fascinating. So maybe that's getting back before we got well sidetracked. Is maybe that's how it works. Maybe they just have their very, very different belief systems.
And just different ways of being brought up and different ways. We had a doctor for a lot of years, and I miss him not being a doctor anymore, because he was, when I first met him, he was I can't pronounce his name, I'll butcher it. So. But anyway, Dr. Ash, we called him. Fantastic, just a fantastic guy. And I went in, I used to, because when I was working in the mines, every year you'd have to do full bloods, strip down, check your knees, check your eyes, everything. And when I left mining, I was sort of, well, that was a pretty good thing to have, to just go once a year, get all your skin checks done, make sure
it's good. Not a bad job,
And I went in, I was like, oh, here we go. It was it was new doctor, and didn't, without again sounding like an absolute racist shitbag, didn't know the name, and I was like, that's not Dr. John Smith, Mate, went in there, he's got stuff on the walls to say, he's a qualified Australian Navy underwater medic, like submarine medic.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
And I was like, I'm in good hands.
Yeah.
And he was great. You'd go and something's in my eye.
Yeah.
Yep, sweet. Put your head back. Bang. Oh, you don't want me to go to the hospital? No, we'll just dig it out. It'll be fine. He was really good with that stuff. Or the kids would be really, really sick, and he's like, look, no one's going to be doing any good if you're all tired getting up to a kid all night.
Yeah.
Here's some stuff to knock him out.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt them. It's just like they're going to recover better when they're asleep.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going to be better to look after them if you get some sleep.
Yeah.
Whereas most doctors would be like, oh, you can't really do this and do that. And he was and we had to follow him around because he would constantly get moved out of practices because they were like, oh,
yeah, you can't do
have
that.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's unreal.
It was such a shame to see he's moved on to another town now to start a practice because he just
got the shits with it.
Yep,
that's fair.
And that's the whole thing where I was like, now I'm like, what doctor do I go and see? Where do you find someone else who's got that go about them?
It's like super interesting how like industries like that change and move on, because that used to be like you used to go and see a doctor because they had like the real world. They saw lots of people dealing with the stuff, and that's why you talk to them.
Yep.
And they would be like, oh, like give your kids some whiskey if they've got sore teeth.
That's right.
It'll numb their things. And obviously you're not allowed to do that anymore. You'd get disbarred like nearly instantaneously. But maybe there was some merit to that. Like, it's super interesting.
There's obviously better ways of doing things now. But
So we've got friends that, we've family acquaintances that we've known for a really long time. I guess they're still friends. We just don't really keep in contact. Our lives have gone very different directions. And they have they're generational living. So they used to be around a lot, but they've moved on. But they had a kid, and the midwives told them to do it in a certain way. Mm-hmm. But they had a mum and a grandma living in the house that have obviously raised 3 generations of humans. Yep. And they were like, no, this is... And she was like, no, the midwives told me to do it this way. Yep. This is how I'm going to do it. And you're like, oh, that's like a shame. Like there's generations of knowledge of your ancestry. Like they know you better than...
They've raised plenty of
views, plenty of your genetics. Yeah. Like surely you're in good hands. And so like maybe that is like... That's probably true too. Like, we're not, maybe we in the West or maybe in Australia, I don't know whether it's everywhere in the West, but we might not respect generational knowledge quite like we
I would much prefer to go to an older doctor than a young doctor. And nothing against young doctors.
No, everyone starts young. Like
my brother's a doctor.
You were a young mechanic.
Yeah.
Maybe you weren't the best at some of the jobs you did.
Definitely wasn't the best at a lot.
Now there's young mechanics, and people would prefer to make sure you're diagnosing their truck than the young mechanic. So it's like it's no different as the farrier. You're the young farrier. You've got small windows of knowledge on things because you've only been doing it for 4 years.
For a couple of years. Yeah.
Whereas once you've been doing it for 15, 20 years, everyone goes, well, you've probably seen this before. Like, how did you fix it last time?
Yeah.
So, like, everyone has to start young and then eventually get old. So, like, that would make sense.
And I think we settle in a habit. I know even, like, the wife works in fashion and she's in a retail store, but they'll have customers that will come in when she's not working.
Yeah.
Oh, is Danielle around? No, she's not in today. Oh, I'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're just buying clothing, but they know that Danny's been in the game for forever.
Yeah, and
knows that this works with this body style and this works with this and this works with that. And they're like, you just fall into those. I know the same. I ring parts places, and if I get someone I don't know, I'm like, oh, is John there?
Yeah.
No, he's out for lunch. I'll ring back later.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to go through the heartache, which it's probably not fair to the younger people that need to learn.
Well, there's a time and place for learning, and there's a time and place for getting shit done, right?
Like, yeah, exactly right.
There's occasionally the time where you're like, no, we can spend the time. And like, I had a young lady on the phone. I can't remember what I was doing, but she was like, "Oh, I'm new here. This sounds like a difficult thing. I'll get someone who knows what they're doing to help you." And I was like, no, do you want to learn how to do this system?
Let's just work through it.
I was like, I'm in no rush. Like, we can just work through it.
Yep.
We'll figure it out together. And she was like, oh, no, that'd be awesome. And she's like, oh, I'll get my manager here anyway, and he can guide us if we get stuck, but we'll just work through it. And she's like, I'd appreciate that. And I was like, no worries. Because it was like a pretty low stroke. I can't remember exactly what I was doing.
But if it was something that you needed done
But if it was something that was lost or something that needed doing because it was critical to my business, I'd be like, nah, sorry, sweetie, not today. I need the manager. We need to fucking get this sorted right now.
It needs to happen.
And so, like, there's a time and place for that sort of stuff. And I think...
that's where my staff get frustrated too. Like, someone will ring, is Michael there? Can I help you? No, I've got to talk to Michael. So they'll pull me off a job or they'll take me out of the office or whatever. Oh, yeah, such and such. Hey, mate, what do you need? I just wonder if I could book in for a service. And I'm like, everybody here can do that. You do not need... and it frustrates them as well. Like, I know it does. I know it irritates them a lot because it's a very simple task. That doesn't need the boss to do.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
right.
I mean? It's fun.
But occasionally there are phone calls where you're like,
100%.
maybe I need to be taking this phone call.
A lot of time on the phone for that reason. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's super interesting, and I guess that's the progression of everything, isn't it? Like, when you're a young fella, you just want to get in there and do stuff, but you don't really understand where the old fellas are coming from, and then as you start becoming an old fella, you start understanding where the old fellas are. That's why I fucking did. And then you're like, oh shit, like maybe I was a bit fucking bullish at the start.
Of course you are.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so it's and I guess that's half the fun of aging, isn't it? Like, you get to live through each stage of life your own way. I'm thoroughly enjoying I am. I'm thoroughly enjoying my 30s.
They're great.
I'm definitely the happiest in my 30s.
The further I get from, I'm nearly at my 40s now, but the further I get from my 20s, which I thought were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because you were just...
going hard.
Nothing hurt. Mm-mm. You could just do anything you wanted.
Yep.
And now I'm like, man, what a shit 10 years that was. It wasn't a shit 10 years, but you know what I mean? Like,
I look back at like my 18s to like late 20s.
Yeah.
And it just felt like... I was actually reflecting on this the other day. It felt like everything was just chaos, like fast decisions, like you're pulling the trigger on stuff, like you're trying to figure out where you're going, what you're doing. Yep. You're saying shit that you look back on now and you're like, holy fuck, maybe I mishandled that relationship a bit. Maybe that's why it ended up in the shit, because I was just fucking going. But it was like, wasn't that I was trying to be crazy. It just felt frantic. It was just crazy. Yeah. And as you start like getting older and taking a breath, and obviously it's the same as shoeing, it's the same as mechanicking, you get more experiences, so you know how to deal with each experience, and hopefully you deal with them better than the first time you encountered that experience. Because like, I remember a couple of first experiences I had where I handled them like not ideally, and now I go, if I or when I get into that situation, it's like, I'm not going to do it that way again. I'm going to do it a better way. And like, I guess that's half the fun of getting older, and half the not fun of getting older is shit hurts more and you have to take your time, because unfortunately...
And you need Chinese acupuncture.
You need Chinese acupuncturists to keep you fucking moving.
But even the other day, we were out for, it was breakfast, I suppose. We were at a little bakery. And... I don't know, there was a fella come down the footpath. We were standing around the front, and like the kids were sitting down eating, and like kids were there, wife was there, in-laws were there, and he just announced himself from metres away. He was like, excuse me, there's a walkway here, can you clear the way, please? And 20-year-old me would have probably kicked him. And I was like, oh, mate, you might have to maybe drop the pastries a bit and you'd be able to squeeze past.
You'd be able to fit through.
And it was just a sly little comment. It was probably a bit rude, but I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It just irked me. I was like, there was plenty of room.
Yeah.
It's a busy place. Like, you weren't going to just
it's not like
march in there and demand your order and it was going to come out and here you go, sir, sorry, sir, on your way. And he just dropped his head. Yeah. And I thought, younger me probably would have given him a real touch up. And I thought, no, I'll just give him a little jab on the side. Yeah. And he got his 2 cheesecakes and he looked at his boots the whole way out. Didn't ask anyone to get out of his way on the way out. I thought, good. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think... And like...
it didn't hurt anyone. No. And I didn't swear. Like, the kids didn't see me get
getting
angry or anything. Right, and I was just like, nah.
You just de-armed the situation in your own way. Like, it's like, I was dealing with something for our business the other day, exactly the same, and it had gone reasonably badly. There was, I wouldn't say a language barrier, but definitely a communication barrier. And, like... I was just like, we're not emailing, like, this needs to fucking stop. I'm just ringing them, and we're going to deal with this. We're going to run on this head on. And, like, old me would have just gotten that phone and just like, I was fired up at this point. Like, I was like, nah, we're fucking fixing this. Like, we spend a like considerable amount of money and resources at this place. Like, these people need to pull their head in. Got on the phone. Like, I was arced up, but I was like, all right, you know, I knew who I was meant to be talking to, and I put my point across, and I did in a structured way where they knew that they were on the back foot, but nobody got emotionally upset about it. Like, they didn't shut down and refuse to help.
Yep.
But they were like, oh, like, we need to, like, yep, no worries. Yep, perfect. No dramas. Let me fix it. I'll get back on the phone to you. Like 5 minutes later, another phone call. Look, this is what we've done. This is how we've... Yep, perfect.
Sweet,
no dramas.
done. Thanks for your time.
Easy. Thank you for your time. Have a lovely day. Nobody was upset. Nobody was mad. But by golly, did it get done, like, fast.
Quick.
And efficiently. And it's like... Old me would have been on the phone, and I remember phone calls very similar to that where it was like, you aren't dealing with that person in that company again because they've put in a fair dinkum complaint against you.
Your name's like red.
They're like, they just won't answer the phone if you ring this place ever again. Like,
and that used to be Dad's trick. I remember when I was sort of in high school, I'd go and help out when he was still working for a company, and you know, people would come in on a Saturday and just blow their shit just for no reason. They'd be having a problem with a pump would leak or whatever, and they'd just be blowing up, and Dad would just sit there until there was a break, and he'd go, "Are you done?" Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? Are you done now? Can I talk now?
Yeah.
And it just take the wind out of their sails like instantly. Whereas if you burr up at them and start arguing back and forth,
fist fight in the car park, and nothing gets sorted. Yeah, that's right.
And I just remember watching that, and I was like, man, didn't learn that until much later. But I just remember watching that and going, man, that's a very level-headed way of dealing with that situation. Was just
but I think, I'm not sure how, for me specifically, I guess, when you're in your teens or in your 20s, our testosterone is pumping through your veins. And so when you get triggered, it's just it's not fight or flight anymore. It's just rage. Yeah. It's on and everyone in the way is getting run over. And you're like, that's fine if you're in a tribe or if you're in the Amazon, running away from a panther. That's really helpful. Yeah. But in polite society, that is not helpful at all.
Nope.
And so it didn't matter how much I concentrated on it, I'd still get triggered, and and then afterwards I'd be like, "Oh, you fucking idiot! Why did you fucking do that?"
Mate, every male who's ever worked with me, including me, has throw spanners. You get the shits, you chuck something, and you go, "Oh, now I've got to go pick it up."
Yeah,
what a
fool! Yeah.
But at the time, you just see red, and all you want to do is just break something.
Yeah. It's just not helpful at all. It's such a weird evolutionary thing that and I guess we haven't been in mechanic shops in houses with aircon with motor vehicles for that long compared to how long we were chasing monkeys for
throwing sticks
at each other. So I guess our biology sort of hasn't caught up with our surroundings yet. People still,
and it's still good. I don't know. I still think it's good to get those arguments out and over and done with. And
yeah, but there's a constructive way of doing them, and having a fist fight in the car park isn't really that productive. It's fun at the time. Yeah. Afterwards, you're like, oh my God.
And you know yourself, even if sometimes you'll get to a point where even at home, you just the arguing, you don't argue all the time, but you'll have a blow up about something silly, and you're like, this is achieving nothing. We're just going to shut this down. And in 20 minutes, it'll be fixed.
We'll actually talk about it like humans, and then it's all sorted, and we'll all realise that we were just a bit tired and a bit grumpy and
a bit overstimulated.
Overstimulated.
Whereas, like you said, back in your 20s, you just go.
Yeah, it was just on. Yeah, I had fucking plates thrown at me.
What was going on.
Yeah, fun though.
It's funny.
Fun though. Fun. You got to live through it. That's where your stories are made, right? That's why you can. That's why you can have.
And I wonder if the young people are in that headspace now, because there's so much more pressure now. You can't get a house. You can't pay for your.
Yeah, everything's recorded now.
Yeah,
everything they do. So I don't deal with a lot of young people. Yeah. But Emma has friends that have teenage daughters now.
Oh, God.
And they actively won't do stuff with people with phones now.
Yeah.
They will cover their faces if someone gets a phone or a camera out now. They are so terrified of technology or that something they do is going to be. There's a like.
But could you imagine if we had video recording back when
we'd be in prison? Yeah. Like proper. But like, so there's a school in Toowoomba, and there is a Facebook group attached to this school where it's the ugly photos of girls. So there's a group.
And how is that not being shut down?
Yeah, I've got no idea how this stuff isn't like how their parent. Like, anyway, like that's a whole nother debate. But so they're afraid that if they get their photos taken, that they're going to end up on this ugly page.
Yeah,
that's terrifying. That's a shit way to live. Like that's just. And so I don't know what the like sociological impact of that
it's
going to be by the time they're in their 30s. But like. We didn't have any of that pressure when we were in our teens. Like we were, if it was dark and you were around a corner, you were pretty safe to fucking do whatever you wanted. Good or bad. Yeah. Whereas now it's like you don't know if your mate's recording you in their phone. Like they might just have their phone in their pocket and they've just got their voice recorder on and it's going to be on. Like
you're done.
That's fucking crazy. To me, it never even occurred to me.
Well, how often did you see a video of a punch up? Like never
ever.
And it happened all the time.
Yeah. But like there was anyway, like we don't have to get into the whole Australian culture of
fist
fights and pubs, but it was a
regular occurrence.
It was a culturally understood thing.
Yep.
You would have a fair fight, nobody else would intervene. Yep. You wouldn't do anything weird, you wouldn't gutter stomp each other.
You don't lay in a boot in when they're on the ground.
You would have a fair dinkum fight. After it was done, you'd clean yourselves up, you'd go back in the pub, and whoever lost or whoever was sorry or whatever the story was, you'd buy each other a drink and you would sit there and you'd drink that drink together and you would deal with it afterwards. Whereas, like, I think it's not like that anymore.
How many times do you see a video of someone getting stabbed in the neck in downtown Brisbane?
Well, you told a story about it the other day.
Yeah.
Your mate in the pub, like...
Yeah.
So it's... Like, I don't know, there was just some camaraderie in the violence, I guess. Like, because you knew that if it kicked off, you were the one that was going to have to back up what you were saying. It wasn't your 10 mates.
No.
And if you were that person that got their mates in, you better believe you weren't welcome back in that place because everyone would be like, nah, mate, you're out of here. And it was just like it was an understanding, and maybe that's a small town thing and now it's a bigger town or it's a time thing. I don't know. Like, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to talk to someone young about it.
We were at a pub for a Christmas do. I think it was out of Clifton. And we'd been there all day, and a guy from my grade was like blind as welder's dog. Like he was fucked. And he's splashing beers and splashing rums, and he's just getting everyone's way, and everyone's just like slowly just moving.
Time to go home.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, my brother, my middle brother, is he was there, and he's like, oh, mate, if you're not going to drink them, like, don't just keep buying rums to fucking spill them all over the floor. Like, put them down, someone will drink them. Yeah. And he sort of asked, oh, what are you going to do, you big doctor man? Yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah. And he was like, well, I'm not going to hit you because my hands are worth a lot of money. And he kept going and going, and he just headbutted him. Bang. And that was it. Done. Oh, mate, packed his cards up and went home, and it was like, that was the end of it. Like, it was just, and everyone was like, yeah, well, it had to happen.
Yeah, someone had to do it.
And he's like, no, I'm not going to hit you. Yep. I'll wreck these hands, I'm out of a job. Yep. So I'll just headbutt you. And everyone, not one person was like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Yep. It was just like, oh, yeah. Yep. It's done. Like it is, you know.
No one went crazy. No one went overboard. It didn't continue. No. It was just...
And everyone went back to having a really nice night because there wasn't someone spilling drinks all over the table and annoying everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think...
Whereas now, the headbutt would kick off 10 other blues and for no reason.
And do you reckon it's because there's not enough little blues? Do you reckon everyone's like pent up waiting for like a big blue instead of like the pressure getting released on like little tiny blues all the time?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It just seems like a really weird...
I can just think of nothing worse now.
No, God, no. But like, I know how to disarm that now. I've been in enough of those situations where it's like, mate...
No, we're not doing this.
We're not doing this. One of us is going to end up not looking as good as we did. Yeah. The other one's going to end up real sorry for himself.
And on a video. And probably getting charged.
And this is going to be rubbish for both of us. Yeah. Like, just don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Whereas it was kind of... It wasn't a sport, but it was definitely... I don't know. It was part of the culture. Yeah. I don't know. It sounds bad, but it wasn't bad. It was...
But we had a main arts teacher. Our main arts teacher would if there was a blue in class, he would just grab both parties by the throat.
Yeah.
Cut this shit out. There's power tools here. Like, sort it out. Later.
Yep.
Yeah. And everyone was just like, yep.
And you'd sort it out on the oval after school.
Yeah.
Every time. Yep. And then you'd sort it out. And it was fine. Everybody was happy with that. Like, so I don't know. Like, I don't know whether that's good or bad. I don't have a smart enough brain to figure out whether it's good or bad.
I don't at all.
But it worked.
But
and
now
it was a really...
You see Facebook groups now of like these little kids stealing cars.
Yeah.
They're posting videos of them in stolen cars doing 160 down the highway. And there's no repercussions.
None. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
we can't go into this.
Yeah, no. And so like
it'll go forever.
It will go forever. And like I wonder
where the next evolution
I would like to know what the next evolution of this is, because I am by no means saying that it was better, because there was definitely downsides to it, but there was definitely a camaraderie in it. And I feel like there's some part of that that's missing, and I don't know whether it's good or not. Anyway, we'll leave that high, like that philosophical question alone, because it's
because we are not philosophers, nor are we scholars,
nor are we scholars, nor are we well read.
Or even well dressed.
No, but we do like to talk, and we love you guys coming along for the journey, and I think it will probably wipe it on that one.
I reckon so. Yeah,
I reckon we appreciate it. The support once again, mind-boggling.
Raised more questions and answers as usual.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys felt like you were part of it. We greatly enjoy having you guys along. The support is so cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So keep it up.
Keep an eye on our socials. We will let you know when the website's kicking, and we've got some cool merch ideas and some cool stuff
and
coming.
Some good catch-ups going on, and hopefully we can start spreading this out a little bit and being a little bit less localised.
Yeah, we'll do a few, because the catch-ups are easy. We just pick a pub and we go and sit down and have a couple of beers and do exactly what we're doing here.
Yep.
And there's no time pressure, there's nothing.
We appreciate it. Thank you
everyone
guys so much.
Appreciate it as always. See you next time.
Yeah, go and enjoy the rest of your week.
Peace out.
Peace out.